and it took out the road in a major way. I don't know if they'll ever rebuild it.
We've been trying to buy chicken for a week from all the grocery stores. They don't have it.
Some of those rocks are pretty icy. This is the most blue water I've ever seen. So stoked to be in the Cordillera Blanca. This place is incredible. And there is a pretty sketchy bridge, just logs and boards. A bunch of the boards are broken. Can't tell if a bunch of the logs are broken. Do we cross it? Looks kind of questionable.
I should definitely go first.
What is in store for us next? Who knows? We're in Peru and we're gonna find out. It is a little hard to breathe.
I am definitely feeling the effects of the altitude.
It's part of being up here in these big mountains. What do you think? Was it worth the effort to get here? I think so. Okay, this is really exciting because we are at the Cordillera Blanca. Now these are the giant mountains in Peru. They're legendary. They're so huge. Many of them top out over 20,000 feet. And today we're going to our first romp up into the mountains. Now Jorge decided to stay back at the campground we were at, so it's just gonna be Kathy and I today. Now we've got a little bit of a rough road to get up into the mountains, and we're gonna enjoy our first glimpse into the Cordillera Blanca of Peru. Let's do this.
Gracias.
Well, looky where we are. We are at one of the most beautiful places I've maybe ever camped. And that's in 10 years of camping every night in a lot of beautiful places. All right, look at this. We are camped on a slab of concrete that looks like it used to be a building or something here, but right above us is Huandoy. This is one of the giant peaks of the Cordillera Blanca. This peak is almost 21,000 feet tall. We are camped here at over 13,000 feet, and it is gorgeous. The drive up here was pretty epic too. It was a very narrow road, tons of switchbacks. It went along the edge of like a 1,000-foot cliff face, and we have just a little ways to go, and there's a beautiful lake up here. Now Kathy's ankle is getting significantly better. It's still pretty weak. It still gets sore pretty quick, but she has been able to walk around some of the villages we've been in lately, and she has a little more mobility. Like it's coming back for sure. So we'll see if Kathy can actually walk up there or not. It is a road most of the way, but there was a landslide, and the landslide has blocked the road. So you used to be able to drive all the way up to the lake, and now you can't. So we can go a little further, and then we'll park somewhere along the road, and then we'll hoof it about 1 kilometer from there. Just coming to this spot is worth the drive. If there was no lake, if this was the end of the road, this would be worth it. This is gorgeous. We're in the Cordillera Blanca of Peru. What a magnificent spot. Good morning, Cordillera Blanca. We're about to drive up here to the lake, or at least as close as we can get to it. We had an awesome night's sleep here on this old foundation, but it was quiet. We had it all to ourselves. But now we're going up right here. We're gonna go to the end of the road and we're gonna park there and then hopefully be able to hike the rest of the way to the lake. So we've made it. We're at the end of the road going up to Laguna Paron. This is gonna be epic, I think. This is gonna be our first lake that we're gonna check out here in the Cordillera Blanca. This is a very popular hike. Many people come up here in these little collectivos or these tiny little buses that bring people up. So we are the second people up here. As we were packing up, motorcycle couple passed us. They were two up on one motorcycle. They're up here somewhere, so we'll probably run into them here in a little bit. But we are almost to the end of the road. Now, years ago, there was a big washout, blowout with this creek, and it took out the road in a major way. I don't know if they'll ever rebuild it. Getting around this blowout in the road is going to be the crux of today, and I don't think it's going to be too bad, but I'm a little concerned with Kathy's ankle.
Well, it has been 2.5 weeks since I sprained my ankle, and today is the first real hike that I'm getting to do. The other day I did like a warm-up test hike and I went about a half a mile. It felt okay, but it was pretty sore for the rest of the day. But I'm hopeful. The swelling is down, it's feeling better, it's getting a little better every single day, and this is a pretty mellow hike. We're gonna go about 1 kilometer to the lake on a gravel road. There's one part that I'm a little bit worried about where a wash has come down and taken out the road and it looks kind of rocky and jumbly. But I think today is gonna be a great day. I'm gonna make it to the lake and my ankle's just gonna feel awesome. So I've got Peter's ankle brace here. This keeps my ankle cinched up tight so it can't roll side to side, but it does allow movement front to back. I've got trekking poles, and of course I've got Peter to help me out if I need anything. It's gonna be a great day.
All right, here we go. We're going to Paron Lake, leaving the van right here on the side of the road. It's a dead end road. We are here at the washout. This is where the road blew out and you can no longer drive up here. Look at that.
Well, this is the part that I was worried about, but I think it's gonna be okay. It's a little steep on the far side. Hopefully I can just kind of sidestep my way up it.
Some of those rocks are pretty icy where they haven't quite been in the sun long enough. All right, that was the crux, I think, of this whole hike. Now we just walk the road up to the refuge in the lake. We've made it to the lake, and what a lake it is. This is the most blue water I've ever seen. With my polarized sunglasses, it looks like blue antifreeze almost. I mean, it's almost alien looking. And it's just surrounded by these majestic peaks. I mean, pointy mountains that look like what a 3-year-old would draw if he was asked to draw a mountain. Just the classic mountain shape. So stoked to be in the Cordillera Blanca. This place is incredible. Now I've spent a lot of time in the mountains all over the US, in the Alps in Europe. This might be just a step more spectacular than any of those other places. The water here is so blue, I almost just can't believe it. It looks like it's fake or something, but it is just so pretty. And the thing is, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of these lakes like this in the Andes, especially in the Cordillera Blanca, that have this blue water lakes. There's some amazing hikes you can do to get to them. You just can't go wrong, no matter what you want to do, be it climb to the top of one of these 20,000 foot peaks or just hike to the beautiful lakes. I think there's something here in Peru for everybody. Kathy's ankle is holding up great. She is moving a little slower than normal, but she's got her trekking poles and it's not hurting too much. She says she feels a little weird. She's hiked all the way back here. I think that's a pretty good day. Right up here on the edge of the lake is a refuge. You can stay here for, I believe, 20 soles a night, which is a bargain. But you do have to figure out how to get up here. I think a lot of people take the taxis up here, then spend the night, and then take a taxi back down. It would be a really cool experience. And that's basically what we did in our van, except we had to park on the other side of where the road's blown out. But the view from right here is pretty epic. All right, Laguna Paron was beautiful. I'm so glad we came up here. And we are just getting started in the Cordillera Blanca. We have a lot of cool places to check out. All right, we've made it back down to the Revel. It's been an awesome couple days of exploring up here. We're gonna head back down, rendezvous with Jorge, and keep going southbound. We're here in this wonderful campground that's right next to this family's home that is just outside of Huascaran National Park. But we came in here because they have awesome showers and they have a washing machine because we badly need to do some clothes. The washing machine is here in this little pavilion, which is really great. Most of these campgrounds don't have laundry facilities, but this particular campground only has a washer. So we are gonna line dry our clothes. And luckily we're here in Peru where it's nice and dry, so I think it's gonna work great. It's not gonna take forever like it would have in some of the more humid, jungly places that we've been. And so now we've got to rig up a clothesline. For our actual clothesline, we have one of our throw ropes. Now this is a river rescue throw rope. We take this is the biggest one we carry. We rarely take this one on the river in our kayaks, but I keep this one in the backside of the van in case I'm driving by a river road and I see somebody who needs help. I've got my biggest, burliest throw rope right there where I can quickly grab it and help somebody. But it also doubles as a wonderful clothesline. Now I know some of you are gonna say, oh, you're killing your rope with UV and you're just ruining a really nice throw rope. Well, don't worry, we do this maybe once a year and it's kind of nice to pull the throw rope out and repack it. And so it's not something we're doing all the time. But I'm gonna use it today to make a clothesline between this wall we have here and the van. But I'm gonna use these little points that are on this wall and I'm gonna tie them back to the van and hopefully we can get 3 or 4 sections of clothesline out of this. And I'm gonna make like a little loop and see if I can just chunk it over the top of this. There we go. There we go. Okay, we've got the rope around the first point on the wall. Now I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna attach it to my ladder. Let's see, I'm gonna get it high enough so if it sags a little with the weight of the clothes, it's hopefully not on the ground. Now I'm gonna come back here. And looky here. Okay, now normally right here I would tie what is called a trucker's hitch. It's a great knot, but I don't have a lot of tail here. And I think with this just being a clothesline, right? Like this doesn't need to hold a ton of weight. I think I'm just gonna do 2 wraps around my door hinge here, and that'll create a little bit of a lock on there. And then I'm just gonna tie this off with a couple of overhands on a bite. But looky here, we've got 4 strands, and all we've needed is 1 wall and the ladder of our van, and then tied to the door. All right, there it is. Let's get on with the laundry. You like Smokey the Bear there? Got your shovel in your hat?
Yes, sir.
Here is the bathrooms. We've got a couple of little toilet rooms. And then we have a nice shower. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, this is what George and I jokingly call the suicide shower, because it is an electric hot water heater that is on the shower head. And we call it the suicide shower because this is a power line that runs to it. And it seems like maybe a little dangerous having electricity running to your shower head. But this is very common in Central America. And now we're seeing it here in the higher elevations of South America. It's just an easy way to do hot water. So the thing with these shower heads is you adjust the temperature by the flow. So if it's just a trickle of water coming through, it's going to be nice and warm. If it's running full blast, it's probably still going to be cold. It's very nice though. This is a great spot. Hola, good morning. We are here in the little village of Carra, Peru. There's a really cool market happening right now, and we're gonna go check it out.
We are buying chicken from the mercado here in the center of town. We've been trying to buy chicken for a week from all the grocery stores. They don't have it. So they told us to come to the Central Mercado, where we found a local butcher with fresh from the farm chicken. Ah, look at all this. Bien, gracias.
Yep, you're good if you just keep it straight there, if you can get it to go. Yep, that's good. That's good. Straight, just straight. Yep, perfect. You're good if you just keep it straight. You're gonna drop in that ditch and then you're out. Yep. All right, we have had really good luck with Google Maps taking us the whole way down here, but it seems like Peru is maybe the anomaly. Peru and Google don't really mesh together. An example of that is right here. Google had us cut a corner off of a main street. We go up the street and then there's a barrier that a vehicle our size won't fit through. Forces us to drive off the side of the road to get through because we can't really back down these crazy steep roads very easily. And it looks like all the locals cut around it too. It's a problem. So we're always second guessing Google, and we're looking at it as, is this cutting a corner or is this staying on the main road? If it's cutting a corner, we try to notice that and go the longer way. That's usually the better way. Overlanding Peru, it's got its challenges. I'd like to see this car go across and see if it flexes or creaks and groans. All right, we came around the corner here and there is a pretty sketchy bridge. This is just logs and boards bunch of the boards are broken. Can't tell if a bunch of the logs are broken. Do we cross it? Do we not cross it? Looks kind of questionable.
He says I should definitely go first. Now I'm rethinking.
Well, that car's like a quarter of the weight we are. All right, there it is. What is in store for us next? Who knows? We're in Peru and we're gonna find out. These are trout farms. I don't know if you can see all the little baby trout in there. here we are at what feels like the top of the Cordillera Blanca, although I know it's not because there's these giant pointy mountains all around us. But we're here at the tunnel. This is 4,736 meters. Oh my gosh, I gotta convert that to feet. I'm gonna put it right here. It is a lot. Once we stop, it maybe takes a minute or two for it to get going again. It just sits there. You have it floored. It doesn't do anything until, like I said, about 60 seconds in, and then it slowly, the RPMs come up, and then it takes off like a bucking bronco. Who cares? This is awesome up here. I'm willing to deal with that. We figured out a few tricks to getting it going here at this 15,000 foot mark, but it is so beautiful to be up here. We are surrounded by glaciers and beautiful mountains, and wow, I am in my happy place. It is a little hard to breathe. Anytime I squat down to take a picture, as soon as I step up, my head gets lightheaded, I see stars. Whew, it's a lot just talking here to you guys on the camera. I couldn't be more happy to be here. This is a dream come true, getting to explore the Cordillera Blanca. So here in a second, we're gonna go through this giant tunnel that cuts through the top of this mountain. And on the other side, there's gonna be some places to camp. George went on ahead through and he's down at a lake. I think he's gonna camp down there tonight. And we are just gonna soak in every minute up here on top of these mountains that we can. What do you think? Was it worth the effort to get here? I think so. All right, we just went through the tunnel. We came around the corner and there's a little dirt road here that probably is the old road that goes up and over where the tunnel now goes through. But look at this glacier behind us. We're camped right on the edge with the killer views. We are at 15,330 feet. This is gonna be the highest any of us have ever spent the night. Now we've been higher than this, but I don't know that we've just camped out this high. We'll let you know how it goes. This is gonna be kind of an experiment. We could be kind of grumpy tomorrow. All right, guys, we're gonna have a good night up here and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, it is 1:13 in the morning and I am definitely feeling the effects of the altitude. I've had a pretty restless night. I'm just tossing and turning. I wake up gasping for air when I do fall asleep and my head's hurting. So far, it's been a pretty rough night.
Good morning, Cordillera Blanca. It's about 5:30. I'm up early today because I'm in a great place and I've got to make the most of it with my cameras. I want to do some landscape photography this morning, see what I can do to capture these mountains so I'll always have images to remember my time here. Photography is like my favorite thing to do. Kayaking, photography, I don't know, exploring, but yeah, it is early. The sun hasn't risen yet. It's kind of foggy this morning, as you can see, but I think it's gonna make for some really dramatic atmosphere once the sun does start to pop, which it is not far off now. Supposedly it's gonna rise out here somewhere. I was a little restless sleeping here at 15,300 feet. Kathy woke up in the night and couldn't go back to sleep. I was pretty much tossing and turning too. It just takes acclimatization, you know. You got to really spend some time up here to get to where you feel normal because it is so high, the air is so thin. So we'd find when we'd fall asleep, it was almost like you had sleep apnea. I don't really know what that's like, but you just could kind of wake up and you just felt like you just weren't getting quite enough air in. And that could make you wake up on its own. I don't know, we slept all right, but it's not the best night's sleep. We probably need to be up here another 3, 4, 5 days to get to where we're really feeling normal at this altitude. But the good news is we are feeling pretty normal at 13, 14,000 feet. So it's a gradual thing. It's part of being up here in these big mountains. I'm gonna take this in, enjoy my time here. Hey, and if you wanna see some of the still photographs we've made up here in the Cordillera Blanca, I'm gonna run a little montage right now. Right here is the Punta Olimpica. This is the tunnel we went through yesterday. Well, it's been a great morning walking around here, exploring, photographing, taking in the sights. It's been cloudy and foggy, so I haven't gotten those big views, but I kind of like the atmosphere and the depth that it gives. So I don't think that's a bad thing. The light's kind of fading now. It's just turning into kind of a murky, cloudy morning up here. The clouds keep coming and going, but I think I'm gonna head back down to the van. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Ring the bell. That'll notify you when we have our next video out. I also want to thank our patrons. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means so much to us. If you want to join our Patreon, you'll get a deeper dive into the world of Famagogo. You'll also have access to our field guides. Our field guides are where you're going to find exclusive information that tells you exactly where we went on our journeys and allows you to recreate some of those, or at least use it as information for you planning your next adventure. Well, this is it from the Cordillera Blanca of Peru. That's it for this week. We'll see you next Friday. And until then, maybe I'll see you somewhere over the horizon. Take care, guys.